Ah,
I do this all day. And the other one you can do is you can do like,
oh,
it's like this moves. I love those kinds of pivoty things because it brightens and darkens the whole time, and it constantly moves and changes and sort of feels good, you know.
why would that? Why would that be though? The shapes you've talked about. I mean, it's just four notes, but it's like a C major seven, but without the third, without the suspended second, with the suspended
Yeah,
second, right? But it sounds so
yeah,
much better with that. Like this feels like this can fit with any chord, like with D major
yeah,
at the
yeah.
bottom, or D flat, or
Oh,
D
that's a good
flat,
one. Yeah,
or B flat, even like it fits with so many different chords. It's like
yeah.
universally compatible. Why would that be?
You
I don't
know
know.
you know what I think it is. I mean, we've talked about fifths and fourths before, right?
Yeah.
But that's basically it's an inversion of G over C. That chord, because it's basically C with G on it,
Yeah, yeah.
which is really sound because it's just fifths, and this is a triad. So triads are so strong. So it's like a triad like that, and you've put the D down here, and then it's all warm and lovely. And I don't know, it to me, like, do you remember once we talked about that song Nightingale by Nora Jones?
Yes.
And there's like a game I had when I was a teenager that I just loved so much, and you sing the bass note a fifth lower than it is for every single chord. So instead of like letting you say
Hmm.
it's like you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I just love it because it makes everything, a fifth's worth brighter, and the chorus just feels really warm and gorgeous. But that voice thing is it's kind of like that. Um, Also, like major sevenths. I mean, obviously major sevenths are the best. So maybe it's because there's a major seventh and a fifth and a fourth. It's quite
Yeah.
spaced out. It's quite satisfying, but it's also a complete mystery why it sounds so good.
You get many different intervals, and I guess yeah, that's one factor. I remember it makes sense when you said that it's like a fifth triad above the root, as in like the
Yeah.
dominant triad over the root. But it's like I remember for the book writing a lot of like major chords with the third, and you were quite adamant about not playing the third. You were quite adamant about
Yeah, I
removing
did.
the third.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of connects with that idea, I guess.
Yeah,
Like
because to me,
yeah,
this like I don't know. That doesn't get my
yeah,
blood racing. It, because it's too symmetrical. It's like a third and a third and a third. It's just lots of thirds, but it has like an elegance to it. It implies C major, but without being like la. You know what I mean? It
I
has
guess
like
so. Yeah.
I like that. I do remember we were on Zoom for hours, and we would try and get I would try and get thirds to disappear as much as possible. And sometimes you
Yeah.
fought me on it, and often you were right. But when you can, it's like just not putting the third in. It leaves like more space somehow. The other thing is the third's out of tune, so
Mm,
it's like cooler if it's not in the piano
yeah.
voice. But that's a different that's a different conversation.
Right.